Hi, Gabby from Ray Studios here, and today I'm going to be comparing three cameras: the Fuji Xt3, the Canon M50 and Sony A6300. And I'm not going to be comparing every single feature of this camera, I'm just going to be comparing color science. Which camera have the best colors? Now, let me make a little disclaimer. If you are a Sony fanboy or Canon fanboy or Fuji or whatever, I'll let you know, this is just my opinion. This is what I think, which colors are the best. And you can have your own opinion. You can let me know in the comment section down below which one you think is best for you. But this is what is my opinion and which one I think is best for me. I did this test with all the cameras on auto white balance, picture profile is set to standard on all three of them, and I shoot manually trying to match the light on all three cameras. And there is no editing obviously, and this is JPEG. So I wanted to see what's the final result. Of course, there are so many alternatives for it, in which if you showed on RAW, and if you set the white balance into manual and you adjust it manually, and I know, but this is how I did my test. I hope you like it. And like I said, this is just my humble opinion. So let's take a look at the samples and we see. I'm shooting some food. There is a lamp on top of the food, and there is next to a window that is getting a lot of sunlight. And you can see there is quite some difference between the three pictures. I'm naming the cameras A, B, and C. Later at the end of the video, I'm going to reveal which camera is which, so you get more of a clear idea. So if you're like, you love one camera, but this way you don't know which one is which one. Here we can see the skin tones. Yet again, there are lamps on top of the model. There is some sunlight coming out of the window. Yeah, well, this is perfect test to see what colors are the best. They're kind of like more or less good conditions because, yeah, there is good lighting. So all three cameras did pretty well. There are like two that they're doing a little bit better. Here is the same position, light coming out of the window, lamp on top, but there is an object. So basically, it's more easy to judge, and you can see how all three looks more or less similar in this test. You can see A, B, C. It looks like A have more accurate colors, not just in this picture, but in all the pictures. Seems to be a little bit more accurate. And here is the ultimate skin tones test, because I managed to get a black guy, a white guy, and an Asian girl, all three together in the same picture, and you can see skin tones. Depending where you're shooting, they will look different. And I really like A and C on this one. For most of the tests, actually, I like A and C. And you can see that, in particular, C does very well with the Asian girl. And here there is, I tested on low light, actually it's quite low the light, and I have to set my ISO to 8000, pretty high. And you can see there is something called color shifting, in which when you bring your ISO up, where colors start to change, and you can clearly see that how all three looks very different. A being the best by very far, B being the worst, and C, well, not that good either. And here I'm basically testing the dynamic range, and this one I do edit the pictures. So I show at the beginning how the picture looks straight out of the camera, and then I edit. I just basically, the only thing I do here is I bring up the shadows, pull down the highlights. That's all I'm doing with all three pictures. That's it. You can see how C is kind of like straight out of the camera, looking pretty good, and when you edit, it looks even better. I feel through the entire test that the A camera was better and more accurate, because there is this one thing basically that you don't know because you were not there while I was taking the picture, right? But I was there, and I can tell you, look at the picture, look whatever is in front of me, I look at the guy, look at the picture, look at the guy, okay, this camera is more accurate. Regardless of if you like the colors or not, there is something called color accuracy, in which, the colors you're seeing with your own eyes, naked eye, and the camera, they look the same. So camera A, that was Fuji Xt3, it was much more accurate, and I think it's maybe best. Hard for me to say that because I'm a Canon fan, and I love Canon, but I have to be honest here, and I gotta tell you, Fuji kind of kills it on this test, especially on the low light with the high ISO. That was amazing, blow me away with that picture at 8000 ISO. It took such a really nice picture, and you can see how the other two cameras completely fall apart. The other two cameras, by the way, B, Sony, which I think have the worst color by far. They were way behind the other two cameras. They have like this orangey, greenish tint to it that I don't like. When it comes to skin tones, they're like either greenish, orange, or pink, or like bad colors really. Sony color science is really way behind the competition, I guess. Canon, which did pretty good, except the low light test, that was not that good. In the food, when I showed the food, it also looks like the white balance was a bit off, but it looks okay. Most of the pictures looks okay, especially when it comes to skin tones, which makes people look nicer than real life. It's not as accurate as the Fuji, but it makes people look nicer, so that's good. And if for whatever reason you live in Asia, where people already looks a little bit yellowy, the Canon kind of counterbalance that. It makes people look more white, or it's like it looks natural, but at the same time looks better than real life. While the Fuji keeps being very accurate, the Canon seems to be even nicer than real life, so maybe not as accurate, I guess. But what is really worth remarking that if you live in an Asian country, I will highly recommend Canon. Highly recommend Canon. In the other hand, Sony maybe is the worst camera if you live in an Asian country, because it makes people of Asian ethnicity that already looks yellow, more yellow, and that's not cool. Fuji is actually nice overall. It's a bit more accurate than Canon. They're both pretty good. Fuji and Canon, they were like pretty good in all the tests, except low light where Canon falls apart. Sony, I don't know what to say about Sony. Such a nice camera, it's just color science. It's just not good. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel, that will help me a lot if you do. And let me know in the comment section down below which color you like the most. Do you agree with me? Fuji is the best? Or maybe Canon is the best because it's even better than what you see in real life? And if you like Sony, please let me know too. I would like to know that. So this is Gabby from Ray Studios. Till next time.